Al Murray from 1-6. My young boy was the shit, and then I dedicate this here hit to my young boy. I don't know your name, but I feel your pain. I probably was feeling the same. Young boy, I don't know your name, but I feel your pain. I probably was feeling the same. Young boy, I don't know your name, but I feel your pain. I probably was feeling the same.
Yo, we in the building. It's Dane, what's going on?
You already know what it is, man. It's Amos and not your regular. What's going?
We got a special guest this week. We're going to let him introduce himself, man.
James Williams, Uptown Standard newspaper.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
My man
No
in
doubt.
the building, man. We're going to have a good time today on Filoosh Talk. This is episode 39, man. Thanks for everybody that's tapping in. All our supporters, everybody that's been supporting the show. We really appreciate y'all, man. Everybody who look forward to every week. Man, we going to have some exciting topics, man. And we just been kicking it with some real, original, good people, man. And it's been exciting, man.
Yeah, man. We pushing 40, man. Pushing episode 40.
We're going to have a celebration. I know we keep saying it, man, but we're going to have to celebrate because we came a long way from episode 1, man. We got to celebrate at some point.
Big facts. Man, so how was y'all weekend, man? Fellas, how was the weekend?
It was pretty laid back for me, just, working hard and grinding and just appreciating life, man. That's all I've been doing, man. Just appreciating the will to be able to go get it and work hard, set goals. That's all I just been locked in, man, trying to, work hard right now. That's all. How was y'all week, man? How was your week, James?
It was good, grilling, basic house stuff, delivering newspapers,
Right.
a
Gotta
lot
do
of
some
newspapers,
grilling.
yeah. So grilling and delivering newspapers.
Yeah.
Very, very simple.
Laid back.
That's what it is,
Laid back.
So it's good. You can be working and enjoying yourself. That's what this is about. That's what we work for.
Right.
Well,
One weekend wasn't too bad. Didn't do too much. Chill with the family, family time. Had a little bit of daddy-daughter time. So, my weekend was pretty chill, man. Off weekend. It was a good one.
That's good, man. That's a good thing, man. But in Philly news, man, we had an exciting week in sports, man. A lot going on with the Sixers, man. I'm real excited. They had their summer league game last night. The young guys look really good. Ricky Council went off for like 20-something points. The young brother from Duke looks very good. Looked like a young Tyrese Maxey to me or something. Man, we have a really good team, man. I hope they locked in, practicing together, gelling together, getting to know each other, man. But the Sixers looking good. I'm excited to see Paul George next season, man. I know they say he's getting older, but, we got to have a veteran on the team, a couple of vets, so that's how it go,
Okay.
What y'all been seeing in sports this week, man? Bronny James' son with the Lakers, man. He fulfilled his dream. Shout out to the LeBron James family, man. That's a hell of a, thing to see, man. Play with your son. I know that was one of his dreams, man. That's a blessing, man.
Yeah, man, I've been hearing a lot of pushback from that. A few people like, he only got it because of LeBron James. And I'm like, so what? White folks do it all the time. Why not put his son in position?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not only that, being able to play with your boy, man, ain't nobody ever do that before, man.
But
He out here creating history.
the funny part about that, I was debating with somebody like last night about how NBA players can make their own decisions now. I was telling somebody that like a star player can't be traded without they say so right now. The NBA has changed. Years ago, it wasn't like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You might wake up, you on another team.
Jordan made some decisions. Jordan definitely made some decisions. But It is a whole lot different. I mean, it's more people being able to make decisions now. But Jordan
Well,
definitely made
it's
some
a lot
decisions.
more money involved. You got to understand, these guys making 40 to 50 million a season, man. Like, it's a lot more money being played with in the NBA. It's crazy, man. These guys signing for 200, 300 million, you know, so.
They need to give the
league
WNBA some of that money, man. They hurting. What they get compared to the NBA players is ridiculous.
I think most of their money do come from the NBA. Like, most of their money comes from the NBA. They supplement it by the NBA. So, you know, it's not like look at the games.
True.
Right?
I mean, ain't nobody filling up their seats.
Yeah. You see women leaving the WNBA nowadays to join the WWE.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Like, you seeing it.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's
So,
true.
like,
Well, more people got to watch it, man. We
Gotta
got to make it big. Go to the games.
I guess they making their money off of endorsements, man. Yeah, it got to be. That's how they making their money.
Some of them, yeah.
They're not really making too much. The difference is fucking insane. But the NBA fill up seats.
Yeah.
Always has, always will.
It's a business model.
Yeah.
It's like, look at track and field. I'm a track coach, right?
Okay.
Ain't nobody watching track meets but track people. And then everybody like, oh, man, they don't pay enough money in this sport. Like, I was a college coach, and Cats was like, why'd you get out? I was like, and ain't no money to be made.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? I know Olympians who's like working at Home Depot and working regular jobs and like, yo, man, you going to have an event in Philly you can bring me to, your pen relay party, right? And I'm like,
That's
yo,
crazy.
you got world records, bro. Like, what you talking about?
Why are you
Right?
on the struggle?
Because there's no
right now?
money there. There's nobody watching that on TV.
Right.
Like,
right.
how many times you watch track and field?
Right.
Every 4 years.
Unless you hear the
Right.
fastest
Right.
person in
Right.
the world out
I
there.
think they watch wrestling more than track and field.
I ain't gonna lie, I don't miss wrestling. I don't miss wrestling. I don't miss But even the little pro wrestling, the Olympic wrestling, yeah.
Right.
You
People
was in
watch
the
that.
wrestling when you was young, man. You was watching them dudes do all that crazy stuff.
Oh, listen, I don't miss WWE right now. I don't miss that. And AEW, I watch all that.
Yeah.
I'll watch that over the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, I don't,
Damn, over the Super Bowl?
over the Super Bowl.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll take that over the Super Bowl. That sounds crazy,
Yeah.
right? That sounds crazy.
That sounds but
You
but
know.
to each his own, man.
I played football. I was a football player, but like now, like if I ain't playing it, I don't watch it. I was that guy.
I know
Like,
what
we
you
outside
mean.
playing football, let's play.
Let's play.
Watching it on TV. But I go and play,
Right. Might go to a Super Bowl party here and there.
Yeah. I don't even have a team no more. I used to be a Redskins fan. Then I was a Patriots fan. Now I don't even have nobody.
Yeah,
I don't even know who play.
I'm still rocking with the Patriots.
Oh,
Well,
man.
I can't
You
blame
don't
you on
even
that.
know who
All
played
right.
for
I
him
can't
no
blame
more.
you on that.
You can't name one player on the Patriots, man. You get $5, man. Name one person.
I definitely can, but I'm not going to entertain you.
That is
That's
the
what I'm not
greatest-
going to do. I'm not going to entertain you.
If you name one player,
That's,
you
that's
get
been
$1
my
million.
that's been my team for a very, very long time. Back when Bledsoe was there, and
See, that's when I
we're
got
not
with him.
good.
That's when I came in.
We're not good right now. But we do got the new coach. What is it? A defensive coach. I think he's gonna be pretty good. He played with us. So
Belichick still there?
hell no, Belichick retired.
He done.
He trying to be smart. Look at
You
him.
see his new girlfriend,
Who?
Belichick.
She's probably young, ain't she?
What?
Yeah,
Like
I know.
24.
Yeah, he look like a
She like
pervert.
24.
He probably got $1 billion, man. What the hell? Like, shoot, I
What's the
wanna
call
look
was
it all
coming at
over.
about it?
She said, "I'll take care of his old ass for
What's
a
his
couple
name?
money.
Travis Kelce?
Couple dollars."
Yeah.
He was coming at him about it.
He was talking heavy.
Yeah, he was like, yeah, you see his girlfriend?
But yeah, in the final, hopping out the sports real quick, a lot been going on, man, in the news this week as far as violence. And we got we just want to tap into that before we get into the interview, because I also want to ask James a few questions about violence in the city and the younger guys, man, uptown, citywide, stuff that we can figure out strategies to help them, you know what I mean? But yeah, been a couple mass shootings at these big pop-up parties, man. So for the younger people, man, that's graduating, that's all for the summer, watch where y'all partying at, man. This shit sound crazy out here, man. They popping up all over the city. They at different houses, people shooting up innocent people. watch where you party and how you party, man. Be safe for the summer. A lot of kids going away to college. Take it easy, man. It get dangerous in the city.
Yeah, make sure you make it there.
Yeah, man.
Because I mean, and there's no real way to watch, you know, the parties and shit you go to for real.
Well, if it's gonna be 50 to 100 kids, then you don't need to go right now. Maybe
it could be 20 kids there. Somebody always got some sort of beef. You know what I mean? The problem is you post everything on social media. People know exactly where you at, what you doing, what time you gonna be there. So there's no real way to watch it.
Well, this last
we just got to get better as a city.
This last one last week, I think a lot of people had got shot, if I'm correct. It was like 6-7 people got shot at one time. So I'm just saying to be a little cautious as people on where we go, where our kids at, man. It's every time ain't time to party, man. If they shooting up a party every week, man, don't party this week, man. I'm saying, like, let's make sense of it. So let's make sense.
This beefing, that's what it is, man. It's unnecessary beef that leads to unnecessary violence, that leaves a lot of people hurting. But at the end of it all, you know what I mean. So definitely watch out where y'all going. And I don't go nowhere where it's heavy crowds at all. Like 4th of July, I wasn't with nowhere special. I was with the family. You go somewhere with a bunch of people, you best believe it's gonna be some shit.
But that means you moving smart. Yeah, you ain't saying, hey, 200-300 people down there, let me run down there.
I'm just too old for that shit now.
You gotta be cautious, man.
I don't feel like it. I want to have fun. You know what? I like to party with the white folks, man. I do. I'd rather party with them, man. Shit be chill. No one's shooting.
Oh, no, they get crazy sometime now. They throw a chair or two, bust a bottle on somebody here.
Versus being shot in your ass is a difference.
I mean,
take a chair.
I don't know if y'all been following on the news, but you hear what they doing in Margate, New Jersey. So down at the shore now, what they doing at Margate is they set a curfew because the kids were so out of control, right? With the partying on the beach. Mm-hmm. Now, if your kid get caught, you get fined, and you got to do community service with your kid.
I think that should be a thing.
Right? Like, yeah, that's swift. Like, that's a good way to deal with that.
So what's some strategies you think we can utilize in Philly from the, little uptick in crime you see with younger guys? What's some strategies that you would use?
Shit, that one right there.
That's one, right? That's one. You know, like, I like the ski mask ban that Anthony Phillips did. You know, I talked about that a lot when I was running for city council. You know, me and him both really agreed on that. That was something we both agreed on really heavily. I think that's a good one. But, like, I'm just being like, think about it, right? Like, back in the day when it was beef or whatever, it was word of mouth.
Word.
Now you can just share it because it's on social media, right? So now, imagine how you would get fired up when 3 of your boys is talking to you about what so-and-so said to you and you's a nut and you ain't gonna do nothing about it, right? So you and your boy, you're ready to rumble when your 3 friends is watching. Well, now because of social media, that's 30,000 people. That's 300 people. So like that driving you more so is even better, right? Like not better, but more like aggressive the way it happens.
It's like, yo, I gotta do this.
I got to, right? Like everybody saw that, right? He went live, he went viral on me, right? So I think one, right, like back in the day, you could say, oh, well, you need education and you need more jobs and you need this, right? But now it's more like coping, right? Like it's more like coping, right? Like we've encouraged people, not we, like me, but society in general now, and this is going to sound bad, but it's like, hey, it's the soft edges. Right? Like, you know, it's okay not to be so masculine sometimes, right? And we see, especially in Black society, and we can say what, you know, that absence of the father, but you got men stepping up. You got a lot of organizations in the city stepping up. You got a lot of brothers in the city. And I don't want to say one name because I had to say every name.
Right.
You know what I mean? But when I mean it, like these are some of the things I'm focusing on at the Uppity Awards when I do my Changemaker Awards, like people who are out there literally doing this stuff and just recognizing the bull who's not getting the grant, the bull who's not getting the funding to do it. But back to the kids, because it's really our boys. They're raised by women, majority of the time, right? Not unless you got an uncle or so-and-so that toughens you up.
Right.
Like, my dad was like, yeah, you know, you do something wrong, punch you in the chest. I walk down the street, you know, my boy dad, Mr. Howard, I'm 50. You know my block, right? I still won't drink a beer in front of this dude. He might punch me in the chest. And he's 70-something. And I'm okay with that. That's respect. Right? Me and my boys was talking about this, like, because a lot of us back then in Uptown, we grew up with our pops around. And even when you went to a school like McDevitt, where it was like real racist and stuff, the black guys who had their dads around did better. They even adjusted to that. You get what I'm saying? Right. Because you learn like that coping from your dad. You also learn the power that you have as a man, right? And how to process things non-emotional, right? I think it's bad when, I want my girl to be emotional, right? I want my daughter to have emotions and feelings and have those soft edges, because that's what brings the unit together. But I don't want my boy like that. So you got a bunch of boys that don't know how to hold hands and react like their mom reacts. Right?
Man, that's
deep.
That's heavy.
When you have a lack, and I had this argument with my mother-in-law one day recently, and I was like, listen, the biggest problem with the black community is that a lot of our black men are being raised by just women. And they don't really know how to process things as a man. An emotional man is dangerous.
They lack emotional intelligence.
How do you shake that, though, as a man? How do you shake that?
Right.
So if we have masses of men that's being raised by only women, that's common for us, how do men still follow suit and shake that softer side?
Well, they got the softer side, right? Here's a beautiful thing, and you look at it in the black community, because I think black women do a very good job of raising sons too. Right. They can't handle the part that is, because that's not them.
Right.
They don't have that in their DNA. That's just not in the fiber. That's just not built into them.
Right.
Right. But think about how many times you see a single black mom with a son playing in the NFL.
A lot.
Right? Or in the NBA. And that dude does everything the right way. So we also see where it works.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? But I guarantee you that young brother that made it to the NBA had 6, 5, 4, 3 male coaches that was like a dad to him.
Mm-hmm. That's facts.
Right?
That's facts.
Right? What I want to see more in the city is, let's start giving grant money and more funds to these youth football coaches.
Right.
These youth basketball coaches.
I agree.
Like, if you know what I mean? Like, let's make sure they have the money to provide these young men with the resources and the experiences. Because I know some guys, you know, that coach was dad and everything. And he looks at him that way because that man taught you through sports.
Right.
You learn how to have control in football. You learn how to have control in basketball.
Discipline.
Right. You get what I'm saying? A timeout is so important, right? Timeout.
Yeah.
Right? Like, timeout. Come in. Bring it in. Right? Like, focus, fellas, right? Like, you know, we lack that, right? I think when we don't have these boys in sports.
Right.
And I think that's really the biggest cure right now. You get what I'm saying? People say, oh, well, you know, what about education? That too.
Yeah,
but I'm just saying, the sports teaches you the most important things. I grew up with my pop in the crib, but my high school track coach, major influence. Major. Right. My college track coach, major influence. Like, when you say, James, 5 people who affected your life the most, I'm going to name 5 men.
That's heavy.
And how many men really think about that when you think in your head? Most men are going to name other men.
Right. But think about how hearing that, right? And then if you ask the younger generation, they can't even say that. How sad that is.
Yeah.
That they can't even say that. We need to bring back the Big Brother program too.
Stuff like that. Situation. Yeah. They need men in their lives.
Right? Men that care.
See, they gotta also know what to look up to. See, we can't be in the hood still thinking you gotta be a ball player, you gotta be a drug dealer, you gotta be this. Like, we only think it's like 5 occupations. That's why this show is important. Bringing guys like you. The city commissioner, just guys who are in different lines of work, Ebo up here, just everyday guys that we could look up to that's thorough in our community that can give something to the kids, man.
And that's what I meant by the Big Brother program. Because, I mean, at one point in time, That was a big thing, and it was successful.
It was
successful.
It's still, all those programs. And look, I'm going to say one, the Fathership Foundation. They doing good work, right? They doing good work in West Philly. We got so many, right, doing it. But right, like these youth sports programs. Mm-hmm. Listen, when you go to Central PA, look, let me just say a name here. Imhotep, Devin Johnson, and Albie, the coaches who were at Imhotep. Look how many guys they sent from Philly to the NFL.
Yeah, you ain't lying.
Now look what that brings back to the city.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Like, look what that brings back, right? Like, so, I used to say, right, and not to say you was wrong with this thing, right? But I'm going to add this on there. I used to be told all the time, gotta focus on your books. Gotta focus on your books. You ain't going to. I thought I was going to the NFL, right? You wasn't going to tell me I wasn't going to the NFL, right? Even though I couldn't catch a football to save my life, I was fast and I could still score it. I would still score, right? You know what I mean? Right. So you couldn't tell me, But here's the thing: only reason I graduated high school is because I wanted to play football in college. Right. I didn't care about going to school. I was a horrible student.
So that was the push,
right? And when I got to college, the only reason I kept going is because I ran track. And track was paid for by scholarship money or grant money. So I had to run. In order to run, I had to keep my GPA above a 2.0. Right? Now, when I got out, it's like, oh, what am I going to do? Well, here's the thing, right? I got all these skills that I learned in sports. And nothing I do today, no knock to teachers in school, nothing I do today really comes from what I learned in a classroom. It all comes from what I learned on a football field and a track. Life is hard.
Life lessons.
I gotta outwork everybody because I'm in fundraising. I'm in sales, right? Mainly. I gotta outwork you every day. Right. So I gotta outtrain you. I gotta study more. That's the stuff I gotta do. But, like academically, I was horrible in business classes. Right. I was horrible. Like I was in summer school like every other year in high school.
So do you think all kids need to go to college? Was your thought?
Nah, but like I think like sports, and just saying this for black men, young men, I think sports is a good driver to get them in the direction to teach them skills and ethic and work ethic that they need. You know what I'm saying? Like that kind of stuff. Like that's kind of how I look at it, right? Like that's how we help them.
Right.
That's how we grow them,
So Uptown Archie says it's a shame basketball courts are empty now.
And
man,
a lot of
that got to do with motherfuckers.
You can't play basketball.
Page. I was thinking the same shit.
That be in a little gym, man. Like it changed a lot. It ain't even safe for kids to play basketball everywhere. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
I'm just thinking like, what's some good opportunities for these kids now? Like that's graduating, that's coming out as youth. We should be telling them some good stuff. Whether it's trades, whether it's going to the service, man. I was talking to a young brother the other day. I'm not promoting going to the service, man. Matter of fact, at the fashion show, young brother was telling me he get ready to go to the service. And he had a deep, deep thought process about it. 18 years old. I'm like, damn. See, I'm ready to travel the world, man. And I just was like, it's deep. Like, you don't hear a lot of young guys thinking and talking like that. So we do need to spread our thought process. I just think some of these young guys never getting these opportunities, never leaving the city, never even making it to Atlantic City before they get these big cases and these big fucking RICOs and all this crazy stuff. So, I'm just trying to
and I'm going to give you one on that, Dane. I had a cousin, actually, lived right around the corner from here. When he was coming out of high school, he was like, I'm going in the Navy or the Marines. And I was like, you crazy. Why are you doing that? Right? This dude did like Afghanistan, multiple tours over there, back and forth. Came to Philly. It's like, man, I got to leave. It's too crazy here. I'm going back. I can't wait to get back to Afghanistan.
That's
right.
Fucking crazy.
But the crazy thing was, he went deeper in the Marines. Then he left the military, went back as a security contractor, mercenary type work. You know what I mean? But my cousin is maybe 36, 35 now, 38, right? He's retired. He's got a pension. Like he gets a check every month, right? A couple of his homies in the military, so he travels all the time. So he's been to almost every state, Right? He said to me the other day, he was like, yeah, if you ever go to like Nigeria or something, if you want to ever go to Africa, Uganda, I know people in the parliament and all this stuff. He just got like 10 acres of land in Uganda from one of his homies that he met that he was working with in the military in Afghanistan, who was from like Nigerian army or something. You get what I'm saying? So like his growth is crazy. Like, oh yeah, I'm going on vacation to Turkestan. You don't realize how well the American dollar is over there. So those experiences, ain't nothing bad with that. Another thing I like is what the mayor in Atlantic City did. Marty Smalls, he just opened a trucking school.
Yo,
right? Like, I want y'all to come out and learn how to be truck drivers because we got to move so many goods, right? So, like, ain't nothing wrong with, like, you need plumbers. We need all that stuff. That stuff is wide open. And like, everybody ain't meant for college. Right. And honestly, in some cases, it's a bad investment. You know what I mean? Like, it really is in some cases for some people.
Yeah, put a lot of people in debt. Lead to debt. Yeah. Because, and too, not only that, you go to college, get your bachelor's, associates, or whatever the case may be. You getting paid damn the same as somebody who's not. But you got all the debt in the world.
Look, I got a degree in history. What can I make with that? What can I make with that?
Not history.
Right? You ain't making no, you ain't definitely making no history. You ain't making no money really neither. Only thing I'm qualified to do is teach history in a school. You know what I mean? So like, yeah.
Yeah, my man say his sister retired 36, 37 from the Air Force. We need to promote it. And like I was just saying a couple minutes ago, for young guys that's undecided, don't know what to do, don't know if they're going to go to college, get a trade, they stuck in the city, and they don't know no opportunity, I think going to one of these services might not be a bad thing. Just my opinion. I'm just throwing it out there. I'm throwing it out there,
if
man.
If things go the way certain people want them to go, it'd fuck around and be a draft all over again.
They already reinstated that.
They did
reinstate Yeah. It's automatic enrollment to select the service now. I mean, listen, Russia got submarines parked off of Cuba right now.
Man, listen.
It's already real.
Listen, let me tell y'all something.
Fuck that.
We at war in the city of Philadelphia, man. You don't know one soldier got shot in none of them services. So we got to really think when we say stuff like that, man, we had our own war. These young boys ain't making it to 25.
I mean, for the ones that's out there in the street, send their asses over there to fight. They like shooting shit.
They probably be pretty
y'all
good.
Y'all hopping out shooting up whole crowds. Y'all shooting up crowds of people with the switches. Yeah, they got nice machine guns over there. Y'all can have fun with. They got a lot of people for y'all to hurt.
Fuck that. Go over there with the real killers.
They do real well in like the desert. They already got the mask on.
Because them young boys over there, they get taught.
And guess what's crazy though? They gonna get more money in the service than they ever gonna think about on the fucking streets.
On the block,
you know what I mean? Like, they gonna have that pension he talking about. You're gonna have savings. You're gonna be in travel. You're gonna know about your health, your future, everything.
All you gotta do is put that trigger finger to use over there.
Y'all getting ready to get a whole new sponsor from the Army. Y'all getting ready to get a whole new sponsor for the show.
But guess what?
You
it ain't nothing wrong with it.
Hold on, we got to go to the commercial for the Army right now.
If they send the right amount of paper, we will be talking about the Army. Yeah,
right.
Hit us up, USA.
Look, please. My goddaughter, she went into the Army, 82nd Airborne paratrooper, multiple tours. Philly girl. So much different now. She's just a whole different person. Yeah. Like that level of discipline that she has, insane, unmatched. She's doing good at anything she does now.
We need it.
And she's what, 34 retired? I mean, honorably discharged, but she get a check.
Yeah, she get a check.
So James, man, I want you to give the people a little bit of your background, like your work background. How did you get into politics and everything? Give the people a little bit of your background, man.
Yeah, so I really came in everything through sports, right? Like I was a track coach, college track coach. I coached at Gwinnett Mercy College. That was my first job out of college. I went to Cabrini, a little small school that just closed. Trelly.
Cabrini close?
Yeah, Cabrini closed.
I know a lot of
Damn,
people that
it
went to
closed.
track team. We'll talk after.
Yeah, I
You
know.
probably
I know your
something.
name.
Yeah,
I know your
okay.
name when you said your name.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know
I
who
was
you
looking
are.
at you
I
like,
know who you are.
I know him.
I know.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but yeah, I was at
I didn't know they closed.
yeah, I went to McDevitt for high school.
Mm-hmm.
They just closed.
Damn, McDevitt
Right.
closed too. That's crazy.
I went to Cabrini for college. They just closed. See, I'm telling y'all how bad of a student I was. Everywhere I went, closed. Like, hold on, y'all gave that dude papers? Like, oh no, y'all not certified no more. You know what I mean? But then after that, old head at Cabrini, not my coach, my athletic director, when I was there, said, "Look, they starting a track program at Gwinnett Mercy, and I think you'd be a good fit for the coach."
Right.
I'm still in college. So, you know, John Zeke, his name. He was like, "You got a suit?" Like, yeah. He got the SID, the Sports Information Director, to drive me to Gwinnett Mercy for the interview. I'm sitting at the interview. It's in November of my senior year. And the AD is like, "Zeke told me you was good, so you really don't even need to go through all this. You got the job. You can stop trying to sell yourself." I was 23 years old. You know what I mean? Right? Like, then I left there after 3 years. I went to Westchester, the most horrible experience of my life. You know, they bring a 26, 27 at the time, your old black male in as the head coach
I know, right?
at Westchester. Like, they was literally protesting me my first day.
Damn.
I was 26, 27.
How was
By
that?
the end of the 2 years there, literally my doctor was prescribing me Xanax for work.
Damn.
I would think
Right?
so.
Like, I was going through it, right? Like, I was in charge of summer camp.
What you was like, run that play, young
Yeah,
man.
like, listen, because I would just get there and just be like,
Yeah, because the anxiety had to be high as shit. Them
First-
white folks was probably chewing
Yo.
you out the frame.
I got hired over a girl who went to the Olympics for Westchester, a white girl, who was the assistant coach of the coach. He retired in September so she could get the job, and then they hired me.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
they was big mad.
Right? Like, I used to have to lock the gates of the stadium so the alumni could not come in and heckle me during practice. Right? Like, that's what I'm talking about like the importance of dads too. Like, you got to have tough skin through that, right? But, you know, I went to national championship every year.
Right.
Do all that. I was young. And I got tired one day. I went to Cabrini. I was like, "Yo, I want to get out of Westchester." They was like, "Come on home." They made me the coach. I brought a bunch of kids in from Philly, 25 All-Americans. Some girls was 8-time, 6-time All-American.
Yep.
Coming out of high school with not even great grades. Now they got the master's degrees. You know, people see they can't make it. All made it. You know what I mean? You probably know a little bit of the story.
I do.
Right?
Definitely
Yeah.
do.
Right? You know, so that was really good. And then Cheney said, "Come to Cheney."
Hey, you've been around.
And, you know, so I get to Cheney. I'm like 34, 35.
Right.
I become the head coach of Cheney. Get there, spent 5 years there. You know what I mean? Like, still close to all the guys who ran for me. That's when I got the concept, because Cabrini was about girls' teams. When I got to Cheney, I had both, but I got the concept of, I'm in a black school, I'm going to create my own boys' club. Like, certain way of looking at things. And I look at my boys now, they managing directors, assistant managing directors in the city, assistants in the commissioner's office, own real estate, properties, you know what I mean? Like, one just opened up a bar, like,
Right.
you know, like, it was about, like, yeah, I'm going to,
Safe to
do
say
this
you
thing.
did your part in a
Right.
major way.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
right? Left that, Cheney, this is where the politics came up. My homie Armand, you know Armand from around the way, right? Armand was running for Congress. And at the time, well, he was getting ready to run. And I was like, Cheney getting ready to fire me. I'm making too much money. New president in.
All right.
You know, the last staff that was there before him was all women. I was one of the only males on campus. And I was the union president. So I had a lot of weight. You know what I mean? I had my own trailer parked on the track. I had my parking spot that said my name on it. At Cheney, I was making $100,000 a year. Like, they, you
Bossed
know,
up over there.
yeah, the president came in looking at me like, nah, it only can be like one HNIC on this campus. And I was cool with the whole board of trustees. So when I didn't get my way, I get on the phone with the board. You know what I mean? I was that coach that,
You had it made.
yeah, that everybody look at and say, I wanted to be that guy. I became that guy there. But I knew it was happening, so I saw an opening. I knew about politics, right? My dad was a big-time Mason, big-time union guy. I grew up in politics, grew up in Democrat politics. But I knew there was an opening for ward leaders in Philly, but not on the Democrat side, on the Republican side.
Okay.
So I was like, you know what? Now I'm the union president at Cheney, so I'm a Democrat at this time.
Right.
Let me change my party and go over here, because they gonna fire me, and I'm gonna need to find something to do. Right? So let me set up, and I'm going to run for city council as a Republican. Why are you going to do that? Because it ain't nobody there. This is easy.
Right.
Right? Only thing I got to do is get the love from my people. I didn't realize no matter what I did, blacks wasn't going to vote for a black Republican. Right? So I learned that the hard way. You know what I mean? But at that time, I became a ward leader. So I began amassing power behind the scenes in the Republican Party. And
Can you please explain to people what a ward leader
yeah,
does?
so ward leaders, you got 66 Democrat ward leaders, or 67 now, 66 Republican ward leaders, right? Every neighborhood, Philadelphia is broken into wards, 66 wards. Every ward has a Democrat representative and a Republican representative on the political side only. They don't get involved in streets getting paved, but they can get your street paved. They don't get involved in getting you jobs, but they know the politicians, so they can get you a job. It's all unspoken stuff. But it's like the back rooms, cigar smoking rooms. That's what you have in the city. You actually have that. The ward leader thing in Philly was established in the 1700s. It's always ran the city.
Right.
I knew the power of it, and I also knew that the Republican ward leader in my neighborhood didn't even live in my neighborhood. The Republican ward leader in that neighborhood, so I realized, because they do have say, there was no blacks in the Republican Party in Philly. So all those ward leaders in black neighborhoods were white guys. So I was like, hold on, this is a nice little opportunity here.
Right.
I can maybe flip this, because that controls zoning, get builder permits, all that. Ward leaders, the neighborhood RCO. So I was like, yeah, let me move that way. Right? So I moved that way and got connected with David O. So I worked for David O. I helped run all his programs, PHL Live, the music joint he did. Everything he did, he's a good dude. And that's how I got into politics. I got into politics because when Cheney let me go, Penn Relay weekend, I mean, they sent me my bye-bye letter at Penn Relays. Like, how do you do that, right? Like, I'm one of winning this
Disrespect.
in Philly. You're firing me at the Penn Relays, right? They didn't realize my contract just rolled over, though, for 3 years.
Right.
So when I went to work for David O, I gave him a call like, y'all owe me money for 3 years.
Damn.
Oh, we making you come back to work. Oh, no, I work for City Councilman David O. Oh, well, we don't want that smoke. We're just going to pay you.
Uh-huh.
Right?
Uh-huh.
Like, and that's what happened. That's how I got into politics. And then, I was like, I'm ready to run again. Let me go back and run as a Democrat. You know what I mean? When Trump came in, that's when I left the Republican thing as a ward leader. Okay. And listen, when I got there, it was like 3 black ward leaders out of 30-some black neighborhoods in the city, 36 black neighborhoods in the city, Democrat and Republican side, 36 neighborhoods, right? So if you only need 66 votes, if you win all the black neighborhoods, a black person should be running both political parties in the city, right? And it ain't never happened, right? Understand that math, right? Also, what I realized by being that is behind the scenes, the big boys, they was homies.
They all rub elbows together.
The Irish had the Irish agenda, the Asians had the Asian agenda, and they had people on both sides.
Right.
I realized when I was on the Republican side, it was just us. So let's get these white dudes out of our neighborhoods. I'm going to make a play to overthrow the party. Right? And I'm with David O. And it didn't work. Trump came in. I said, yo, y'all want to make a run to overthrow the party again? They said, nah, we just going to work and get Trump elected and work with the white boys. The black boys who I put in.
Oh, shit.
Like, nah, we got to go to war. Nah, we going to make money on this election. I'm out. And I bounced. Like, if y'all don't, I'm not here to make money off of him.
Right.
I want control. I want to run the whole thing.
You had a bigger picture.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So I bounced on that. Ran as a Democrat, lost, but it was cool because, me and Mayor got together, my old head guy, man, like, my guy.
Heavy.
And I came out of the politics thing, and I was still a little, mad, right? Like, man, I put all these people on. They don't want to do nothing. They turning on me. They going with them. So he's like, man, won't you just tell the truth on everybody? Let's do the paper. Bang. Uptown Standard.
That's how it started.
You know what I mean? Like, that's how it started. He was like, stop being salty.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Do something about it.
Let's do something about it. I got the streets. I'll get the paper out. I got the muscle. You know everything. Boom. And that's how we started. And that's how the Uptown Standard really came to happen.
I got a big question about the Uptown Standard.
Yeah.
Why Filoosh Talk ain't on front of the Uptown Standard yet, man? I'm just throwing that out there, man. I got you up here, so I'm gonna throw you on
That's a fair question, right? That's a fair question. But
we want front page, man. We want front page.
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you because I'm gonna tell you to come to Uppity Awards for 2 years.
I'm coming,
so
man,
when you show up to the Uppity Awards, you gonna get on the cover. How about that?
I'm coming this year.
There you go.
I'm coming this year.
You gotta show up.
Yeah, we need that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
man. But that's how we started, man. And that's who I met you through.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Trying to do good for the neighborhood. And I was like, yo, Mayor, what people don't realize is that Uptown is where it's at.
Yeah.
Everybody who run for president got to come to Uptown.
Rest in peace, Mayor. Man. Really, really good dude, man, since I was young.
Yeah.
Really good dude. I don't have no negative thoughts about that brother, man. Good guy.
Yeah, but he was the driving, he was that muscle behind it. Yeah. And we went from there, and it was like his theory was we need to hold everybody accountable.
How many years has the Uptown Standard been in existence?
So this 5 years. This is the 5th year anniversary right here.
Okay.
This is the 5th year. You know what I mean? And it's been but we've been blessed now because I think.
So Mayor passed away in the early stages then?
Mayor passed in 2021.
Okay.
2021, 2022. So he had he was like a year and a half to 2 years in.
Yeah, I remember him dropping the papers off, talking to me about it and everything.
Yeah, like now,
I was supposed to be in the paper back then. Hold up,
what?
I ain't gonna tell nobody, man. I ain't gonna start no trouble.
Now, Mayor probably would have had you in, right?
Yeah, that's my guy.
Like
man.
Mayor was.
It's just a matter of time, and
Well, no, like you doing good stuff with this, and I've been following your stuff. We share your stuff when you be doing stuff.
I really appreciate that.
We support what you've been doing with the fashion and the stuff you do with the kids.
Yeah, man.
Like my job is really to see. We sitting here in Glockaware right now, and the Uppity Awards Toucan was honored last year.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
That's my guy.
He got the Urban Expressions Hall of Fame because what we did is Uptown Standard was one paper. Mm-hmm. And Mayor always had the vision, and we going to take the Uptown Standard, and we going to take it around the whole city. I was like, nah, Mayor, it's the Uptown Standard, bro. Like, we don't need that in North Philly. Nah, everybody need it. We just going to take over the whole city. I was like, nah, we going to create smaller papers for every neighborhood. Right? And, now we have Germantown Standard, right? Shelly Shell from Urban Expressions is coming to me like, yo, I want to do a magazine. It's like, yo, there's no money in magazines, Shelly. Do a newspaper. Right. So now we have the Urban Expressions news mag that she does, right? So that's Uptown Standard, Germantown, Urban Expressions, right? Then my boss at the Tribune, one day I'm like in the Acme on Germantown Ave in Sedgwick. And I'm like, what is this West Philly Journal doing in Uptown? Like, because, to me, in Mayor, and you got to understand how Mayor looked at it, our neighborhood is our neighborhood. Don't put your paper in our neighborhood. Right. These are our stores. Don't put your papers in our stores. So I want to find, and Mayor would tell people like, yo, why their papers is in this store? We was here first. Get them out of our spot. Like, that's how we rolled. No, we didn't want nobody papers in Uptown. Right? Like, he took it like
personal,
turf wars.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's disrespectful to have somebody else paper over here.
I'm like, West Philly and up here. So let me look through this joint. I saw the name of the owner. I used to work for Ball. Yo, why your papers up here? Right? Like, why your papers up here? Right? We brought him to the first Uppity Awards. Mayor was like, yeah, we got to fill him out. Right?
Right.
Then, next thing you know, he was watching our joints and said, yo, so I got the South Jersey Journal and the West Philly Journal, as you know, can y'all produce that for me?
Damn. Heavy.
Word? Yeah. Then he called me. last week, 2 months ago, it was like, yeah, I want to do a North Philly paper. Can you produce that?
Heavy.
And that's what brought about the.
Now we got 7 papers. Then he was like, yo, Bridgeton, New Jersey, the mayor of Bridgeton wants a paper for Bridgeton. Can we do that for him? Yeah. I'm meeting with Paulsboro, New Jersey next week. You know, I got eyes on Montgomery County right now. I don't know if I want to do a big Montgomery County paper or I just want to do Norristown and then do Abington, Glenside is one. I always consider them the suburbs of Uptown, so like I never really worried about them, you know, and Lower Marion. So, you know, now we're looking at how many black papers can we build in neighborhoods? Because there's black people in Montco, they don't have news for them.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So now I'm looking at that and saying, how do we move around the map? We got plans for a Wilmington paper in the works and a Delaware County paper. So, you know, and it's all about just bringing the news, but
building, man.
Yeah,
doing big things.
Yeah, but it's a hustle. You know what I mean? Like I said, I was delivering papers. You know, I'm delivered 30,000 papers this weekend.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah.
30,000.
30,000. You know, when we first started, we was only delivering 1,000, me and Mayor. Got to 3,000. I'm doing 30,000 now, deliveries.
That's a blessing, man.
Yeah, it's definitely a blessing. Like, yeah, God is good.
I watch your growth, man, and I really salute you, man. It's all positive. Y'all put a lot of good information in them papers. I definitely pick them up in the stores and everything uptown, man. Definitely check out the Uptown Standard.
Appreciate that.
Man. He be highlighting black business, uptown businesses. Everything is in the Uptown Standard, man. Definitely read it, man.
And
y'all go grab that.
Yes, sir.
And you know, if I got a minute, I'll tell you this. We're creating a business guide now. For uptown businesses and Germantown businesses, right? List your business for free.
Right.
It's going to be based on category. You know what I mean? And we're going to start doing quarterly business networking events for uptown and Germantown.
I like that.
Yeah.
Because, like, to me, I want these business. And me and City Councilman Anthony Phillips and State Rep Anthony Bellman was talking about this at Wadsworth Day, which was crazy nice, right? And I was saying,
I've seen it. Looks good.
I want to see, like, businesses communicating and doing more business with each other in our community.
Yeah, instead of outside.
Instead of going outside, like, right? You having a party, get the balloons from this black store. You know what I mean? Get the cake baked from here. Use this caterer. You mean you need T-shirts? See if you can get them.
Keep the money in the neighborhood.
I got a good question for you, James. How do we keep the uprise in black businesses? I see a lot of people trying to open up. How do we keep that going? You know, at some point it was a heavy decline in black business in Philly. How do we keep it going?
Yeah, I think, like, you gotta, if you're starting a business, and you're a black business in Philly, you gotta join the African American Chamber of Commerce. Right? You got to.
That's important.
Yeah, you got to, right? Because you got to be communicating with other black business owners.
Right.
So you know what they're doing and how can we work together, how can we network together, how we can build together. Then you need to join the Philadelphia Chamber of Commerce. And this is not commercials or advertisements for them. It's just really the necessities. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's the necessities, right? Like, if you really want to continue to scale up your business, you know what I mean? Like, we got Comcast advertising in the Standard now. But you know how many different networking events I've been to that I've met people at Comcast, right? And then, oh yeah, I met so-and-so. Oh, who do I contact? Oh, here's this person but you meet them at them networkers.
Right.
You know, I'm a career fundraiser. I work in fundraising for autism, right? So I do autism and fundraising full time now, right? I'm in just for my job, not my personal business, not Uptown Standard. For my job, when they first got in, they hired me and say, okay, how can we raise $1 million this year? I said, okay, first thing, there's 7 Chamber of Commerces in this area.
Right.
We have to join all 7. Then what? I have to go to meetings every time they have them. How many meetings is that a week? I'm going to be in meetings all the time. So when are you going to be in the office? I can't make money for you sitting in the office. So you got to understand that. So I need to be fully remote. And I'm going to go to these meetings. And you're going to get my notes from these meetings. I'm going to show you my calls. And from that, I'm going to get 15 meetings with business makers or decision makers who can give money a month.
Right.
So I'm going to sit down with and meet through networking maybe 80 people a month, 80 people an event, right? 50 to 80 people an event. I got to come out of every event with one meeting.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So
if I go to 4 meetings in a week, 4 events in a week, that's 3 meetings a week. That's 12 meetings a month. So I've increased my chances. You know what I mean? So that's like the thing. Like when you're a black business person, it's great because, I'm starting to see like individuals from uptown business people in the Montgomery County Chamber events for Eastern Montgomery. And I remember the head of Eastern Montgomery said to me, James, man, how do we get some businesses from like Ogons Avenue, right, and Cheltenham, all them black businesses, how can we get them to join the the Eastern Montgomery Chamber of Commerce? Because we can work with them.
Right.
So he gets the vision of that, right? But then we got to explain it. You know what I mean? I'm telling you, Dave from Eatable Delights, Edibles, on Wadsworth, right? He's been advertising with the Uptown Standard since the 3rd issue. We're on 50 some, right? Full page, back page. And I said to him, he said, listen, I do it all the time because you don't know who's going to see it. You're printing X amount of papers a month. I don't know who's going to see it. But if I get one catering job a month from your paper, it paid for my whole ad. He's like, so I don't understand why every business person who has a business card in Uptown don't have a business card ad at least in your paper for $25 a month. Because they're getting seen by 3,000 to 5,000 people every month. Is eventually, if they get one sale for $100, it paid for 4 months.
Right.
He got it. He's like, but I'm trying to encourage people. I'm trying to get the businesses on Wadsworth to do it. So it's really hard, right? Like, I can go and get my papers put in the Asian store faster than I can put them in the black store.
Marketing, man, that's crazy.
And ain't no Arab stores letting you put them in.
Right.
You can forget that.
They ain't playing.
Nah, the Luke Oil on Ogons, you know what I mean? Arabs, right? They ain't letting you do it. No, not here, buddy. Not here, buddy.
Only y'all.
Right? You know what I mean? Asian people are like, oh, thank you. Right? You know what I mean? The other boy like, nah. The white people like, nah, you good. You can put it right there.
See, the Asians like, damn, we could give them something now.
People like, yo, you like a size chicken? Like, nah, why not? Because they wouldn't let me put my papers in there.
Yeah.
I can't support you.
They won't support me.
I can't go to that Luke Oil and get gas. I got to go where they let me put my papers at.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
It
costs nothing to just...
Yeah, just let it sit here.
Just let it sit.
Nah, don't fit here. Like, okay, cool. You know what I mean?
You learn a lot, man, about marketing and advertisement, man. That advertisement goes a long way.
Mm-hmm.
We got to really get Filoosh talking the Uptown Standard, man, in some ways, because this is something we work hard on, and we want it to be the biggest thing. So we got to hit all avenues, man.
Yeah, we definitely going to be talking.
Yeah, no, like, y'all doing good here. I mean, like I said, I look back from the episodes, you know what I mean? Just getting prepped. I knew you was doing it. Like, y'all in a good direction. Y'all in a good direction, you know what I mean? And what I tell you is, you see anybody, like especially the Uppity Awards, right? I bring so many change makers, right? People who are making impact. I give out about 20 awards every year, right? All 20 of those people is worth bringing on your show.
I like that.
You get what I'm saying?
I like that.
All 20 people is worth bringing on your show.
I'm going to make sure, man,
Right.
God willing, if I'm in good health and everything, I'm there, man. I'm going, man. I'm coming this year. Because, I'll be trying to make a lot of events, man. So many events I'll be invited to, but this is important. I'm coming out, man.
Yeah, one of us will come for sure.
Yeah,
When's the next one?
October 19th.
October 19th, we're going to have a good time,
And
man.
it's going to be the biggest ever because
where it's going to be held at? Do you know yet?
It's going to be at the Commodore Berry Club in Mount Airy, right off of Lincoln Drive.
Oh, we're going to have a good time.
And this year, for the first year, I'm putting my money where my mouth is because it's also my 50th birthday year.
Oh, shucks. It's going down.
Yeah, I can't have a birthday party, right? Because September 12th birthday, Uppity October 19th.
Right.
Can't do that. Right. So you know what I'm going to do? I told my wife, like, listen, we was going to do a casino party for my birthday. I was like, nah, you know what? Let's bring the whole casino setup into the Uppity Awards into a separate room. So I'm going to bring the blackjack tables. I'm going to bring all that, right?
Yeah.
And all the money you spend, because, it's Monte Carlo, you don't win money because it's for charity or whatever. It's a fun night. All the money, every chip you buy, that money is going to go to a youth sports program.
That's heavy. That's heavy.
I know which one I want to use this year. I'm just not saying it yet because I want to talk to them. But all that money is going to go to there. So basically, it's like I'm calling it Bet on the Future. right? Come in at the uppity awards. I'm cutting the tickets cheap.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I want as many people in because I want people to do this because this is going to be my birthday gift.
Right.
My 50th. But we're going to do it every year. And we're going to give out an award called the Chairman's Cup.
Oh, yeah, you got
which is
some
going to
vision.
go to excellence in youth sports in the uptown Germantown area.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, I got to put my money, I just can't talk it.
Yeah,
now.
I like the vision, James.
Yeah, appreciate that.
I like it. I'm definitely support, man. I'm coming out.
Yeah, that uppity joint, we
We'll have
definitely
a
gonna
good
be
time.
in there.
And we broke that here.
Yeah.
That's here. This is the first time that's been heard.
Yeah.
Right here.
First time
Heavy.
right here on
Right
Filoosh
here.
Talk.
Heavy.
Yeah, this is
You
the
heard
first
him
time.
say it.
My man
Heard what we
50th,
doing.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, my man 50th. I gotta come out, man. That's my
Right.
guy right here. Definitely an uptown positive influence, man. I've been trying the last couple of weeks to bring on a couple guys that's just some guys I look up to in the neighborhood and where I grew up at. So, you know, he one of them guys, man. Real positive influence. So all the young brothers that's watching this the kind of guys you want to look up to in our, you know, in our neighborhoods, man. Not just the athletes, not just the hustlers. You know what I mean? There's some good guys that's everyday guys, you know. I'm one of them myself.
And they really try to make a big difference, and that's
Yeah.
the important part.
Yeah, and the Uptown Standard is major. I want everybody, if you haven't read it, if you're from Uptown and you ain't read it yet, man, I'm pissed off at you. But, you know, that's another thing. I know you've seen it. They had to see it by now.
Yeah, we do a lot of
They
papers.
seen it somewhere, bro. Come on, man.
And you know what? Here's the thing. It don't sit long in the stores.
Right.
Because you know when trios or MF, you know what I mean, down on Vernon Road, that joint might sit for a day and a half.
Mm-hmm.
So people getting them, you know.
Good.
I think the problem is I don't put enough out. I gotta put more out.
Right.
Gotta
Right.
expand. So we gonna do that though, man. It's just the grind, man.
Yeah.
Hey,
But we
keep
tapped
up the
in
good
this
work,
week,
man.
You know, we tapped in with my man James this week, man. This was a super, super dope episode, man. I had a good time. We had good conversation. Like I say, we definitely tapping into the community, man. So this was it, man.
You
know,
already know, man. Stay tuned to episode 40.
Filoosh
You know,
Talk,
Filoosh
baby.
Talk.
We turned up, man. We see y'all next week. Thanks, everybody. We out of here.
That's good shit.
Yeah, when you came in and said your name, I figured out who you were.